Welcome to the Hamse Analytics Daily Market Commentary. I'm Paulo Navarro. Today is Thursday, March 8, 2012. Today's economic data came in worse than expected. Jobless claims came at 362,000 and we're expecting 351,000. For the S&P 500 futures, we saw a high of the day of 1362.5 and a low of the day of 1344.75. We closed at 1360.5. Today's volume was a lot lower than the 20-day moving average because today was the rolling period for the ES futures. We saw almost 1 million contracts. For the Nasdaq 100 futures, we saw a high of the day of 2640, a low of the day of 2599.25, and we closed at 2635. Again, for the volume was 180,000, below the 20-day moving average, again for the rollover of the futures. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at 1480. Nasdaq advanced decline differential 957. There were 28 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and only 2 new 52-week lows for the S&P 500. For the volatility, the VIX closed at 17.95, around 6% lower. For the dollar-weighted put-call ratio, March and April were bullish at 1.15 and 1.37. They had around 65% of the total premiums paid, and then May was kind of bearish at 0.18 with 21% of the total premiums paid. The total premiums paid today was around 42,000, which is not very big. Okay, I'm gonna start with a weekly chart for the ES. We right now have a doji, which is good after Tuesday's sell-off. Yesterday and today we got back everything we sold off, positive. For the daily chart, as you can see here, we passed the 0.6 line, which is good. We're right now sitting at the positive 1 segment. We need to know what the number tomorrow is to see what's gonna happen. But we could get some targets around here. The upside target would be 1382 and the lower target 1322 or the 50-day moving average. Those are 2 levels to keep in mind. Momentum is getting better, so that's good. For the intraday chart, you can see here, we opened around here. After that, we kept on making new highs throughout the day. Around here, the rumor of the Greek debt participation was that it was around 85 to 90%, so the ES rallied. Then it sold off a little to the close, but it was a pretty good day overall. Okay, here we have the ES chart 60 minutes. As you can see here, we broke the downward trend line that we were looking at yesterday. After that, we just kept on going higher. We need to look at this upper resistance we have around 1370, but tomorrow the numbers are gonna rule over technical analysis, so the numbers are pretty much what's to look for tomorrow. Another important thing on the chart, as we see it from here, we started making higher highs, higher lows, which is positive for the market. We ended the day making a higher low, which is good. Nothing fancy about it. As I mentioned, the numbers are gonna be what's in play tomorrow. Okay, I wanna mention today the NQs because as you see here, they're making new highs. They're performing better than the ES. We're pretty much at the top of the range. We're 10 points from the year high, which is right now at 2645, like 15 points from here. If we get a good number tomorrow, we're probably gonna break that high for the year, so this is a good point to take a look at. For the Nasdaq, obviously Apple is a big name on that chart, and Apple has been doing great for this year, so take a look at the highs of the year for the Nasdaq. Okay, for gold, On the 5-minute chart, I see inverse head and shoulders. As you can see here, a shoulder, head, and the shoulder. I don't look for these patterns on an intraday basis, but I just saw this, so I wanted to mention. You can see here, it's pretty much the same chart as we have on a daily. Obviously, this is more reliable because it's a daily chart. But for gold, not much movement. It's getting a little bounce after the big sell-off. Still on a very dangerous territory. We need to see what happens next with gold. Maybe tomorrow we get a pop or a drop based on the numbers. So we're looking forward tomorrow early. What are the non-farm payrolls? We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.